Every morning, over 270 million people in the United States alone pour themselves a bowl of cereal without asking one simple question. What is actually inside that box? Some of the brands sitting on your kitchen shelf right now contain more sugar per serving than a candy bar. Others are quietly marketed as healthy, while hiding ingredients linked to hyperactivity, inflammation, and long-term metabolic damage. By the end of this video, you will never look at the cereal aisle the same way again. Because the real story isn't about taste. It's about what the industry doesn't want printed on the front of the box. Here's what the research actually shows. The World Health Organization recommends adults consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. A single bowl of some popular children's cereals can contain up to 18 grams in one serving alone, before you even add milk. Multiple studies published in nutrition journals have linked artificial dyes like red 40 and yellow 5, both common in cereal coloring, to increased hyperactivity in children. The FDA has acknowledged the concern, but has not banned these dyes, unlike several countries in Europe. So the question isn't whether the evidence exists. It's why so few people ever hear about it. Let's start counting down the 10 cereals experts and nutritionists consistently warn against, and then reveal the 10 that are genuinely worth your money. Number 10. Fruit Loops. This cereal has built an entire identity around being fun and colorful, but that color doesn't come from fruit. It comes from a cocktail of synthetic dyes, including red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1, combined with over 12 grams of sugar per serving. There's no actual fruit content whatsoever. The name itself is one of the most successful pieces of marketing misdirection in food history. But that's only the beginning of how far cereal branding will go to disguise what's really in the box. Number 9. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Marketed with warm, comforting imagery, this cereal packs nearly 9 grams of sugar per serving alongside multiple forms of processed oils. Independent lab testing in past years even found trace amounts of glyphosate, a controversial herbicide, in samples of this cereal and several others made with conventionally grown oats. The company disputes the significance of these findings, but the pattern across multiple oat-based cereals raised enough concern that watchdog groups began publishing yearly reports on it. Number 8. Lucky Charms. The marshmallow pieces are the main attraction for kids, but they are almost entirely sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin, offering zero nutritional value. The oat base is heavily processed, stripped of much of its natural fiber during manufacturing. What looks like a fun bowl of shapes and colors is, nutritionally speaking, closer to a sugar delivery system than a breakfast food. And the real reason it stays on shelves for decades has less to do with health and everything to do with psychology, which we'll get into shortly. Number 7. Honey Smacks. This cereal made headlines when it was recalled in 2018 due to a salmonella outbreak linked to contamination during processing, affecting consumers across more than 20 states. Beyond that incident, Honey Smacks has one of the highest sugar contents of any mainstream cereal, with some servings containing over 15 grams. It's a case study in how a product can carry both safety and nutritional red flags simultaneously. Number 6. Trix. Like Fruit Loops, Trix relies on synthetic dyes to create its rainbow appeal. In 2016, the manufacturer briefly reformulated it using natural colorings after consumer pressure, but customer complaints about taste and appearance led them to quietly reverse the change and bring back the artificial version. That single decision reveals something important. When taste and marketing conflict with health, health usually loses. Number 5. Corn Pops. Despite corn being a whole grain in its natural state, Corn Pops undergoes heavy processing that strips away most of its fiber, leaving a product close to pure starch and sugar. It ranks consistently low on nutrition scorecards published by independent health organizations, often scoring worse than plain white bread in terms of blood sugar impact. Number 4. Cap'n Crunch. This cereal is notorious among dentists for its unusually hard, sharp texture, which has been informally nicknamed the roof of your mouth destroyer, due to how often people report cuts and irritation. Beyond the texture issue, it contains a similar sugar profile to dessert-level snacks, all while being marketed primarily to children under the age of 10. Number 3. Reese's Puffs. This cereal essentially transforms a candy brand into a breakfast product. It contains cocoa, sugar, and artificial peanut butter flavoring, with over 11 grams of sugar per serving. Nutritionists frequently cite it as a prime example of how confectionery companies have expanded into the breakfast category by simply changing packaging and portion framing, not the underlying formula. Number 2. Frosted Flakes. Marketed with the image of an athletic tiger implying energy and vitality, Frosted Flakes actually delivers a rapid spike and crash in blood sugar due to its high glycemic index and added sugar coating. Studies on glycemic response show that cereals like this can cause hunger to return within 2 hours, which ironically may contribute to overeating later in the day. The imagery promises strength. The biochemistry tells a different story. Number 1. Kellogg's S'mores. Often ranked as the least healthy mainstream cereal in independent nutritional audits, S'mores combines marshmallow pieces, chocolate flavoring, and a graham-style base to replicate a campfire dessert in cereal form. Some servings approach 14 grams of sugar with minimal fiber or protein to offset the impact. It represents the clearest example of a category that has drifted almost entirely away from nutrition and toward dessert marketing disguised as breakfast. Stay with me, because the biggest revelation is still ahead. Understanding why these cereals exist in the first place requires looking at something most people never consider: the economics of the cereal aisle itself. Here's the psychological trick most people never notice. Bright colors and cartoon mascots aren't accidents. Marketing research going back decades shows that eye-level shelf placement and mascot eye contact are deliberately engineered to draw a child's attention downward toward products marketed specifically to them, while healthier options are often placed on higher shelves, aimed at adult sightlines. This isn't speculation. It's documented in retail merchandising studies and has shaped how nearly every major cereal brand designs its packaging since the 1960s. The real question isn't why unhealthy cereals dominate the shelves. It's why so few companies have built a business model around the alternative. And that brings us to the second half of this investigation: the 10 cereals that actually deserve a place in your kitchen. Now that you understand what to avoid, let's flip the narrative completely. These next 10 brands were selected based on fiber content, sugar levels under industry-recommended thresholds, whole grain composition, and minimal use of artificial additives. This isn't about bland, joyless eating. Several of these options prove that health and flavor aren't mutually exclusive. Number 10. Plain shredded wheat. No added sugar, no artificial coloring. Just 100% whole grain wheat compressed into a simple biscuit. It contains roughly 6 grams of fiber per serving, more than double what most children's cereals provide, and it's often used as a baseline comparison in nutrition studies precisely because of how clean the ingredient list is. Number 9. Bran Flakes. With around 5 grams of fiber and less than 5 grams of sugar per serving, Bran Flakes support digestive health while keeping blood sugar levels stable throughout the morning. Multiple gastroenterologists recommend high-fiber cereals like this as part of a broader strategy for long-term gut health. Number 8. Grape Nuts. Despite the name, this cereal contains neither grapes nor nuts. It's made from wheat and barley, slow-baked into a dense, crunchy texture. It delivers an impressive 7 grams of fiber and only about 5 grams of sugar, making it one of the most nutritionally dense options on any store shelf. Number 7. Original Cheerios. As one of the first cereals to earn heart health endorsements from major medical associations due to its whole grain oat content, Cheerios contains roughly 1 gram of sugar per serving in its original form. Clinical studies have linked soluble fiber from oats to measurable reductions in LDL cholesterol over time. Number 6. Kashi 7 Whole Grain Puffs. This cereal skips added sugar entirely, while combining 7 different whole grains for a broader nutrient profile, including more plant-based protein than most competitors. It's frequently recommended by dietitians as a base cereal that pairs well with fresh fruit for natural sweetness instead of processed sugar. Number 5. Post-Grape Nuts Flakes, a flake-based alternative to the original, offering similar fiber content with a lighter texture, while maintaining minimal sugar and no artificial coloring, making it accessible for people transitioning away from sweeter cereals without a jarring taste change. Number 4. Nature's Path Organic Flax Plus, certified organic and non-GMO. This cereal incorporates flaxseed, a source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids linked in multiple studies to reduced inflammation. It represents a growing category of cereals designed around functional nutrition rather than just macronutrient counts. Number 3. Uncle Sam cereal, one of the oldest health-focused cereals still on the market, containing whole wheat and flaxseed with zero added sugar. Its longevity in a market dominated by sugar-heavy competitors speaks to a consistent, loyal customer base that prioritizes ingredient transparency over marketing appeal. Number 2. Barbara's Puffins. Free from genetically modified ingredients and artificial preservatives, Puffins offer a satisfying crunch with only about 5 grams of sugar per serving, while still appealing to consumers who want texture and flavor without the additive-heavy profile of mainstream brands. Number 1. Plain oatmeal, prepared from rolled or steel-cut oats. While technically a hot cereal rather than a boxed cold cereal, nutritionists overwhelmingly rank it as the single best breakfast grain option available. It contains beta-glucan fiber, shown in clinical research to slow digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and support cardiovascular health more effectively than almost any packaged alternative on the market. So what does all of this actually mean for the way you eat tomorrow morning? The pattern across both lists reveals something simple but powerful. Sugar content, fiber levels, and ingredient transparency are the 3 factors that separate a genuinely healthy breakfast from a beautifully marketed one. Bright packaging and mascots tell you nothing about what's happening inside your body after that first spoonful. The nutrition label does. This isn't about eliminating every indulgent cereal from your life forever. It's about making an informed choice instead of an automatic one. Next time you're standing in that aisle, flip the box around before you flip it back. Look at the grams of sugar, the fiber content, and how far down the ingredient list you have to scroll before you hit something you actually recognize. That 30-second habit alone can reshape your entire relationship with breakfast. If this investigation changed the way you'll shop for cereal, that's exactly the point of research like this existing in the first place. Let me know in the comments which brand on this list surprised you the most. Share this with someone who still has a box of the number 1 worst cereal sitting in their pantry right now. And subscribe if you want more deep dives like this one that go beneath the marketing and straight to the evidence.